Have you gone out on a shoot only to get home, look at your images, find them soft, out of focus, and just absolutely earth shattering? Well, if that's you, stick around because I'm going to take you through of how I get pin sharp images every time. Welcome guys, I'm John Von Hesse, an award-winning photographer from Melbourne, Australia, and today I'm out on site as I told you I would be, and I have found a new location here in Melbourne, which is, believe it or not, just down the road from my house. I must be in one of the best places in Melbourne. But anyway, I found this beautiful location here, and today I'm going to take you through the procedures that I go through to get pin sharp images every time. So stick around, I'll take you through, we'll get some compositions, possibly even a nice pano, and we'll go from there. And in the meantime, we'll also go through and have a look at this wonderful place and see what else we can take. Right, so you're probably wondering what the very first thing is that I do. Once I've got my composition, the very first thing that I like to do is put my 2-second timer on. That's just how I go through it, the very first thing I do. Then what I'll do is I'll have a look at my composition, get that right, and then I have a back focus button on my camera that is set up. And the reason that I set up a back camera focus is because a lot of the cameras now, when they come down with the actual shutter button and you half press it down and it focuses and then you take the shot. And a lot of people are happy with that, but what you can find is that once you push down halfway and you focus and then you think, oh, hang on, I'll just hold off and get the light right and stuff like that, and then go back and do it again and take the shot, then all of a sudden it refocuses halfway through your shot and you end up with a soft image or out of focus. So on your camera, you can, and a lot of the modern day cameras, you can actually set up a rear button focus. And I'll show you on my camera what I have on mine so you can see. What you'll see is I have my AF lock on button, and I have made that this one here, my rear focus. If you look on the screen, we have the little red square there. When I push that, you can see it go green. So that's the very, very first thing that I do, okay? The next thing that I will do is, and you can also assign another button. This is the second thing that is vitally important, is to have a zoom button. So if we zoom in there, you can see that I can zoom right up. What I can then do is take my focus, and you can see that it's out of focus, and there it is, perfectly sharp. So I go back, have a look, then push the shutter button down with my 2-second timer, and shazam. Then the next vital thing that you need to do is zoom, have a look at your photo, zoom back in and have a look at the image. See if it's sharp, all right? Because often we can go, oh, okay, I've just done everything that John's told me to do, but I didn't look at my photo, and I was still a little bit off, and I could say, oh, I'm not happy with that, I'm going to do it again. So you're already set up again. What you do, you can go back in, we'll take it up that little square a little bit higher, focus, zoom in. Now, I'll just come around a bit onto the main bit of the tree, because I want to get, see, now we've got a bit of sun hitting it, so I've got a bit of nice light. Now I just want to sharpen it up a little bit. Okay, so if I go there, you can see it's soft, out of focus, starting to come in. I take it the other way. It's going a little bit soft again, and I bring it back, and I sort of find that halfway image. Back out, take the shot, and go from there. Have a look at my photo again, zoom back in and have a look around. Yep, it's all sharp. Look at that. So that is the procedure that I go through. Now, did you see that when I was zoomed in on my camera, did you see that every time I zoom in, look at this, once I focus in, it's a bit of a tip for you. All right. Let's say I'm focused in there. Now, look at this when I touch my camera. All right, look at the movement. Now I could just gently push down on that, have a look. Every time I move it, it moves. That's why the importance of having a 2-second timer is vitally important. So let's have a look. We'll go around, see if I can zoom in. I quite like that too. So what do we focus in on there? Well, I'm at f13, so I could probably find that, once again, zoom in. Is that pretty sharp? Yeah, that is pretty sharp. Have a look. That's really sharp. Have a look around. Down here. Is that sharp? Where's my other tree? There it is. Come around a bit more. Whoop. There it is. Is that sharp? Nope. Now it is. So what you might find is that because I'm at f13, I may need to focus stack. So if I go back in there now, have a look at the photo, zoom back in, come around, I can see that that's nice and sharp. Having a look, you can see the little square come around to the tree. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty awesome. So let's try a bit more of a longer shot. See if we can get that composition in just a little tighter. Oop, out of focus. So, all right. So, do I like it? No, I don't. I don't like it at all. Okay, let's have a look at the histogram. It's a little bit blown out, so come down a couple of stops. Oh, yeah, there's good. Once again, I focus, I then zoom in. I now have a look at with my focus ring, and I get it right there. So take it back out, take the shot. Now the other thing that you can do, all right, here's a little tip, all right, and that is put your camera into manual mode, and now I've got a, you can see everything red around is my focus point and is where it's sharp. So if I zoom in, come around, I'll bring it back down, back about here. Where am I? Okay, come back out, sorry. Come around, up. All right, am I in focus? It's close. I'll zoom in, have a look. Sharpening up. There we go, back out. Have a look around. So I can see that everything that's red is sharp. It is sharp. Take the photo. Have a look at the picture. Zoom in. Yep, beautiful. Look at that. Sensational. So that's the procedure I go through for sharp images. So stick around, we'll take some more, get some more compositions set up and have a look and see where we go from there. I'm going to do a couple of panos. Well, we've got a little bit of extra treat. I've just found a really, really great composition here with these trees, and we've got the beautiful ray of light coming through with the sun. We're sitting at 5:15, so another half an hour or so and we'll be absolutely at sunset. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit of a break on the horizon and that we might get a little bit of colour in the sky, but if not, it's been a beautiful, beautiful spot, and I've really loved it. It's been very peaceful, and I've just sat here and just listened to the birds and the frogs, and just taking it in and just sitting here. And so yeah, so it's
it's been good, and I hope you've enjoyed it. But I just thought I'd throw this on the extra bit at the end because I thought, wow, it's pretty spectacular. So we'll get a few panos of this and I'll show you what they look like.
This pano actually turned out even better than I thought. I did have an idea of what I wanted to do, and I put a lot of photos in this to stitch this photo together, and it actually came out at 209 megapixels. So it is a huge file. So bear with me. But what I just wanted to do, I wanted to zoom in on this photo that I took, so you can actually see. So bear with me. It is a huge file. So my computer is having a bit of a hernia every time I zoom in. But a really beautiful image, I must admit. So, and I was looking at this after, and I thought, you know what? I remember when I was there, I was thinking, I cannot wait until get a beautiful sunset or something. So we've got daylight savings around the corner, and I reckon I'll be able to get out there after work and capture something spectacular. But here's that talking about sharpness, and as you can see now, and let it catch up. But everything's pin sharp in this, so you know I zoom right in, and you get to see that it's actually really sharp. So let's take the sides away, yeah. So have a look at that. I mean, you can see that hut there. Have a look how far out. How when I zoom back out, you know. But zooming out, you can see that I'm so far in. Have a look at that. Have a look at how far in I was there and how crystal clear that was. And that's when I talk about, in one of my previous videos, I spoke about when you take panos and you double up, your megapixel count goes up and your image quality goes up. So remember that. That is definitely so. It'll catch up in a sec, but you'll get to see how sharp this image is. And you know, the thing that I love about this image, and you got to understand when you're painting, have a look at that. Have a look at how crystal clear that is. But when you're painting a picture or taking into account an area and wanting to show it and show what it's like, my whole thing was that when I was sitting there and I wasn't even shooting, I was actually just taking in and listening to the frogs and the birds, and you know, just taking in the ambient environment. What it did for me, it actually gave me a sense of peace, and I was there and I was like, this is such a tranquil place. And I think that I actually captured that, a beautiful, peaceful, tranquil area. But you know, and this video was all about getting sharp images, and so you know, so I was absolutely rapt that not only was I able to capture what I wanted to capture, which was that and reflect on what I was seeing at the time, but I actually captured and nailed a beautiful, a pin sharp image. And I'm telling you what, you could blow this up to a billboard and you could actually see, you know, the grass hair or the grass strands on the other side of the bank. So there you go, guys. That is you know, taking in from a pano, and I hope you enjoy the shot. So, well, I hope that's given you an insight into how to get pin sharp images every time. And if there's any comments that you have, or you know, you want to know a little bit more about what I do, how I do panoramas, leave a message in the comments below, and I'll definitely answer any questions you have. And what I'd like to know is what are some of the things that you struggle with, and put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can tackle some of these issues together. So thank you again for joining me. If you've got anything out of this today, please like, subscribe, tell a friend about me. My name's John Von Hesse, an award-winning photographer from Melbourne, Australia. Now, before I go, I just want to say, if you want to stick around and see how I processed these photos, check out up here and I'll take you through from start to finish. So once again, thank you for joining me. Stay safe and be kind. Bye.